A very good morning to all. This is Prashant Pandey. The topic for today's lecture is meaning and definition of corruptions. In this lecture, we will discuss the introduction of corruption, the meaning and various definitions, the various causes which provides impetus for the corruption to happen. Corruption is an old and universal social problem, like that of several other socio-economic offences. Corruption stands out as an offence which affects the community as a whole. It is not just an offence between the perpetrator of a traditional crime like murder, theft, or rape and an innocent victim. In fact, and in reality, the bribe giver and the bribe taker are equally guilty. Although corruption undoubtedly affects the morality of the people in general, but its overwhelming impact is on the economic health of a nation, and accordingly, corruption will have to be classified as an economic offense. It goes without saying that the poor strata of our society, which has limited paying capacity, suffers the most due to administrative corruption. And besides this, the economy of a country beset with the evil of corruption is affected due to the generation of unaccounted or black money, which is a major factor responsible for unbridled inflation. The offense of corruption appears to have been regarded more as an economic evil rather than immoral hazard, and accordingly, corruption deserves to be classified as economic offense. One more distinguishing feature of the offense of corruption is that with the other crimes is the victim is also the beneficiary of the offense are equally interested in maintaining utmost secrecy about their transactions. This aggravates the difficulty on the part of the enforcement staff in obtaining vital evidence which will help the prosecutor to secure conviction in deserving cases. The simplest definition of corruption is improper or selfish exercise of power and influence attached to a public office or to a special position in public life. In Black's Law Dictionary, the term corruption has been defined as the act of an official or fiduciary person who unlawfully and wrongfully uses his station or character to procure some benefit for himself or for another person, contrary to duty and the rights of others. According to World Bank, the act of corruption is the use of public office for private profits. When any public official utilizes his position for the private gains, this act will be termed as corruption on the part of the public official. According to Peter H. Odegaard, corruption is in a sense a product of the way of life of an acquisitive society where money talks, where what work is justified, and where people are judged by what they have rather than what they are. So, according to the definition given by the Peter H. Odegaard, corruption is the outcome of the desires and the material leisures which forces the peoples to be involved in the acts of corruption for the materialistic gains and for acquiring a better way of living and status in the society. The Santhanam committee, which was constituted by the government of India to provide recommendations to curb the menace of corruption, defines the term and provides that it includes improper or selfish exercise of power and influence attached to a public office or to the special position one occupies in public life. In the terms of definition provided under Section 2 of the Prevention of Corruption Act 1980A, corruption is an act of acceptance or demand of illegal gratification for doing an official act. If any public official is demanding any gratification in return of doing any official act which he is legally bound to do, then in that situation it is considered as an act of corruption by the public official concerned. Now we will discuss the various causes of corruption. The first cause for the act of corruption is a defective electoral system which had led to an unholy alliance between the politicians and big businessmen. The parties raise funds for the election expenses from business houses in exchange for various favors done or to be done in future. The problem aggravates along with the increase in the cost of election. Unscrupulous industrialists, businessmen, contractors, tax evaders, and smugglers are too ready to provide the finance for successive elections. Where ministers collect funds for their party, executive officers naturally get involved and are compelled to protect the slandering persons. Obviously, therefore, some officials of the administration secure the protection of politicians, and such favored officials get the best positions and promotions. In their turn, these officials use corrupt means and nepotism to please their political masters. The second cause is the administrative delays and red tapeism. Administrative delays and red tapeism is another major cause of corruption, and this has led to the dishonest practice of giving speed money. Also, rapid industrialization and consequent urbanization has changed our values in such a way as to enhance the importance of status through possession of money. The emergence of a class of white-collar criminals indulging in tax evasion, under invoicing, over-invoicing of export and import, substandard performance of contracts, hoarding, profiteering, and black marketing, etc., have afforded unprecedented opportunities for corruption to public servants. It is also said that existing anti-corruption law agencies are totally inadequate to prevent high-level corruption, since they are much inclined to the politicians which are using these agencies for their personal gains, and that's why such anti-corruption agencies are treated as inadequate to curb the act of corruptions in day-to-day life. After that, inadequate financial resources by way of monthly salary resulting in economic deprivation, coupled with the increase of consumerism and commercialism in the environment, is another factor for corruption. And in the last, the social obligation towards the members of one's family, the customary practice of giving dowry for a daughter's marriage, and the hankering for social status have been responsible for corruption to a certain extent. It is true that no person is corrupt at his birth, but the environment in which he lies, including the various institutions and associations around him, make him learn the techniques and methods of corruption. Now, the relation between bribery and corruption. A colloquial word associated with corruption is that of bribery, and hence it becomes appropriate to clarify the meaning of the latter. Although the words bribery and corruption seems to have been used synonymously in the past, but the former seems to have narrower connotation. It is bribery to give a public servant money or property of any value in exchange for an agreement by the public official to do or refrain from doing something that is against his official duty. At the same time, it is bribery for a public official to agree to do or not to do something in derogation of his duty in exchange for money or property. Broadly speaking, corruption refers to all sorts of dishonest dealings, including bribery. So, by this, we can say that corruption is the genus and bribery is the species of corruption. Thank you.